It's another Wednesday morning, and welcome to another edition of 70s Unheard, where we unravel the hidden gems and forgotten classics with stories and songs from the decade of the 70s. Let's start with one of my favorite 70s guitarists, Mark Knopfler, from the band Dire Straits, whose guitar sounds as beautiful and effortless as a falling waterfall. Knopfler continues to release relevant and great music. Here's a song inspired by Marina Warner, a writer Mark Knopfler saw on television. He was struck by her intellect and appearance and composed this song as a result. From Dire Straits' second album, Communique, this is the first single from that album, Lady Writer.
Lady Writer on the TV, talk about the Virgin Mary, reminding me of you, expectation left to come up to you. Lady Writer on the TV, yeah, she had another quality, the way you used to look, and I know you never read a book, just the way that her hair fell down around her face,
albums changed the sound of rock and roll more than Van Halen's first album, featuring the novel guitar style of Eddie Van Halen. From 1978, that was Van Halen from their debut album, And Feel Your Love Tonight. Just a few weeks ago, I received a comment from Michael A. on my YouTube page saying, "Nostalgic. Jeff exposes interesting facts not easily researched." Thanks, Mike. I actually happen to know Mike, and for nearly 20 years, the major Florida Gator fan has been organizing annual trips for our group to catch SEC football games at some of the nation's greatest college football stadiums. There was the night in Knoxville when we raced home on the Tennessee River at around 30 knots with the Vol Navy after a night game in pitch-black midnight skies with me shining a flashlight out the front of the boat, shouting warnings, attempting to avoid floating logs. There was the game when Big L invited pretty much the entire Greek community at the University of South Carolina to join us at our RV. And like the scavengers they are, they promptly wiped out all of our food and drink, leaving us to pay a damage deposit on our rented RV. There were weekends in Jacksonville, Lexington, Nashville, and Austin, but my favorite of all was our trip to Baton Rouge, where we spent hours tailgating with the fine LSU fans, enjoying their magnificent tailgate spreads of Cajun food. The night before that game, though, we were in New Orleans on Bourbon Street, taking in all that city has to offer. On Bourbon Street, there's a place known as the Cat's Meow, a karaoke club, where one night Big L, Michael, and Mario made the unwise decision to sing what has to be the hardest karaoke song that exists. That's Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. It's not easy to mimic Freddie Mercury. But we've had some excellent trips and seen some spectacular football over the years. So in tribute to Florida fan Mike and trip regulars Big L, Mario, Jack, Andrew, Dave, Kerwin, Mark, and especially to Rich, who's facing some health challenges head on. And we're all pulling for you, Rich. To these guys, I'll dedicate this Queen song, and note that it's not Bohemian Rhapsody. But it is probably the response I heard when I told those guys that doing a Queen number for karaoke was probably a bad idea. Don't stop me now, because I'm having a good time. This is Queen from their 1978 album, Jazz.
I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive. And the world, I'm turning inside out, yeah. I'm floating around in ecstasy. So don't stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. I'm a shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time. Don't stop me yes, now. I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all. Yeah. I'm a rocket ship on my way to Mars on a collision course. I am a satellite. I'm out of control. I'm a sex machine ready to reload like an atom bomb. About to explode. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic woman of you. Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me. Hey, hey, hey! Don't stop me, don't stop me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Have a good time, good time. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Oh! supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time. Don't stop me yes, now. I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all.
Was Georgia McRae with I Get Lifted from his 1974 album Rock Your Baby. I have to admit, I first heard this song when the band KC and the Sunshine Band recorded it and did a cover on their first album. It's a great song, a classic in my opinion. You're listening to 70s Unheard. I'm Jeff Gerkens. My sister-in-law Sheila is very excited that 80s pop idol, former soap star, and working-class dog Rick Springfield is coming to play in the town where she lives. While my brother Kyle is less than enthused, he owes her, as I personally know that he has dragged her to more than a few concerts that didn't interest her at all. My other sister-in-law, Liz, is such a fan of Springfield that a couple of years ago she paid to meet him backstage after a Minnesota show. I'm certainly not criticizing them, as I have spent thousands of dollars to travel to see my favorite artists from my teenage years. But I don't know what kind of magic spell Rick Springfield possesses at 75 years of age and 40 years after his peak. But you have to tip your hat to the man. While Springfield's biggest successes occurred in the early 80s, the Australian released music throughout the 70s to limited success in the U.S., but one of his first U.S. hits was actually a cover version of a song previously written and recorded by eventual Van Halen lead vocalist, the Red Rocker himself, Sammy Hagar. I first became aware of Sammy Hagar when my buddy Jeff Shacklet and I saw him open for Boston and Eddie Money in Louisville of March of '79. Here's Sammy's live version of the song, made famous by Rick Springfield. I've Done Everything for You from his 1978 album, All Night Long.
Take Mummy, there's no plane up in the sky.
What a great sounding recording from the 1979 iconic Pink Floyd album, The Wall. That was Goodbye Blue Sky. I can still remember the incredible hype that accompanied the release of that album. A concept album and a rock opera that debuted at #1 on the album charts, fueled by the hit single, Another Brick in the Wall. And I believed all of the hype. I had just turned 16, but didn't yet have my driver's license. And I talked my brother Doug into driving me to the closest place to buy an album, the Consolidated Sales Company on the southern edge of Louisville, where I forked out over 18 hard-earned dollars, the highest an album had ever been priced to date, for what I knew was going to be an artistic triumph, a masterpiece, The Wall. I brought it home and popped it into Dad's Panasonic SE8147 stereo with 8-track tape recorder and thrusters speakers. My brother and my buddies, the Hunt brothers, were there for a listening session while shooting some pool. We made it to side 3 when this song comes on. And upon hearing this little number, Matt smirked and in 6 words skewered the album with a succinct yet precise 8-word critique. How much did you pay for this album? And although I didn't admit it at the time, he was right. Fast forward 45 plus years, and the current value for a near mint original copy of The Wall runs as high as $900 on collectors' websites. As for me, I still occasionally throw a Pink Floyd album on the turntable, but of all their works, it's rarely this one. So, in tribute to Matt Hunt, who saw through the hype and used only 8 words to accurately yet harshly critique an overrated album, Pink Floyd's The Wall, that was Goodbye Blue Sky. And this is 70s Unheard, featuring obscure artists and forgotten tracks and stories from the 70s. I'll dedicate this next one to musical tastemaker, cultural connoisseur, the original influencer, and great guy Jeff Sweeney, longtime manager of the Greenwood Mall Record Bar. I can still flip through my CDs from the 80s and 90s and immediately identify the ones that were Sweeney endorsed. In my job in that era, I drove thousands of miles a year and was constantly looking for something new to occupy my time on the road. One of the greatest moments of shame, though, happened when I stopped by the record bar one day looking for some new music. I can't remember the particular album, but I remember Jeff recommending an artist saying that the vocalist reminded him of Graham Parsons. Who's Graham Parsons, I asked, and the look on his face said it all. You don't know Graham Parsons? And after a thorough lesson, I walked out of the record bar that day with a CD version of his album, GP, and never looked back. Graham's story is legendary. Longtime friend of the Rolling Stones, companion of a young Emmylou Harris, and an innovative country rock pioneer who had an influence on bands like the Eagles. Graham Parsons' life ended too early due to a heroin overdose, dying in September of 1973 near Joshua Tree National Park. Legend has it that Graham told his longtime friend, Phil Kaufman, "If anything happens to me, you are to take my body to Joshua Tree and send me into the atmosphere." So, upon his death, Phil took matters into his own hands, and with Parsons' friends posing as mortuary workers, Graham's coffin was stolen from the Los Angeles International Airport, where it was waiting to be shipped for his burial in New Orleans. Kaufman burned it in Joshua Tree, fulfilling Graham's wishes. They were later caught and charged and had to pay for Graham's burial and the cremation of the remainder of his remains. From that mid-'80s album recommendation by Jeff Sweeney, here's Graham Parsons, inspired by his relationship with Emmylou Harris and She
came from the land of the cotton, a land that was nearly forgotten by everyone. She worked and she slaved so hard. The big old field was her backyard in the Delta sun. Oh, but she sure could sing. Say. Then he looked down and he took a little pity. The whole town swore he decided he'd help her some. But he didn't mind if she wasn't very pretty, and deep inside his heart he knew she was the only one. Oh, but she sure could sing. Yeah, she sure could sing. She had faith and she had believing. She led all the people together in singing, and she prays every night to the Lord up above, singing singing songs by the river, even when she knew for sure she'd have to go away. She never knew what her life was to give her, and never had to worry about it for one single day. But she sure could sing, yeah. Oh, she sure could sing. She had faith, she had believing. She led all the people together in singing, and she prays every night to the Lord up above, singing. the cotton, a land that was nearly forgotten by everyone. She worked and she slaved so hard. Big old field was her backyard in the Delta sun. Oh, yes, she sure could sing. My, she sure could sing. Oh, yes, and she sure could sing. Oh, and she sure could sing.
Was the first song played by the first act performing at the Live Aid concert in 1985. That's the British band Status Quo with their version of a song originally penned by John Fogerty of Clearwater Revival and rocking all over the world. At that time, the date of the airing of the Live Aid concert, I worked at WQXC Radio in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and while they weren't carrying Live Aid, we had a feed from Westwood One radio network where I could listen to it between playing songs as a DJ. Legendary concert. This is 70s Unheard, featuring lost stories and songs from the days when music was actually written and performed by human beings. I remember seeing an ad during an episode of Saturday Night Live in the mid-'70s for the debut album of rocker Eddie Money. In the ad, he talks about the fact that his grandfather was an Irish New York City cop. His dad was a New York City cop, and he was expected to also be a New York City cop, but for one factor: rock and roll. Later in his career, Eddie Money turned to acting, appearing on The Drew Carey Show and The King of Queens, ultimately earning his own reality show, Real Money, focusing on he and his family. It was during the making of this series that he was diagnosed with cancer, and in an episode that aired on Access TV the day before his death, it was announced in September of 2019. Best known for his hits Shakin', 2 Tickets to Paradise, and Take Me Home Tonight. Here's Eddie Money, actually born Eddie Mahoney, with a tune from his 1977 debut album, I Wanna Be a Rock and Roll Star. Certainly something he was able to accomplish. Eddie Money.
Ever since I was young, I'd sing in my home. Praise the songs I heard on the radio. Rock and roll melodies drove me frantically. Soon I would be tapping on the table. My mother would jump and shout just to with that noise about it. Party turned the dial back to the station. But I knew right then I'd turn that dial back again. I knew right then I would make it. Big black car. I wanna be a rock and roll star.
was former member of The Faces, Ronnie Lane, along with his band Slim Chance, from their 1974 album Any More for Any More with Roll On Babe. I was a subscriber to the Rolling Stone magazine for decades. What I knew about so many artists was shaped by the reviews, interviews, and articles I read there. In the late 70s and early 80s, I remember reading multiple articles about some of my favorite acts and their efforts and concerts to benefit one of their own, Ronnie Lane. I didn't know who he was, but I saw that artists I respected and loved, like Pete Townsend and members of the Rolling Stones, all went to great lengths to help Lane with the costs of his treatment after his diagnosis for multiple sclerosis. In 1984, Lane immigrated to Texas, where the climate was more beneficial to his health, where he enjoyed rock royalty status in the Austin area, but his health continued to decline. Artists such as Jimmy Page, Rod Stewart, and Ronnie Wood funded his medical care as no royalties from the Small Faces work were forthcoming. Lane ultimately died during the final stages of multiple sclerosis in June of 1997. This is 70s Unheard from my discussion a couple of weeks ago about the band Boston and my t-shirt display. Listener Tim reached out via my YouTube channel to say, great playlist this week. Where else can you find a mix of Charlie Daniels, The Clash, Boston, and the legendary Dave Edmunds? I also saw Boston in 77 at Freedom Hall in Johnson City. My friend Al and I bought the Boston World Tour 77 t-shirts before the concert, put our regular shirts on over them, and when Boston comes out, we rip off our shirts, much to the chagrin of our dates. Wonderful memories. Hey, Tim, rule of thumb. You're not supposed to wear the shirt of the band you're seeing when you attend a concert. Thanks for reaching out, Tim. The Freedom Hall where I saw Boston was at Freedom Hall in Louisville. And I'm sure your t-shirt was of much higher quality. Mine was bought from some vendor in the parking lot, and it maybe lasted a few weeks. This is 70s Unheard on Radio KCEM, where we unravel the hidden gems and sonic treasures of the 1970s, one song at a time. One of the great long-term disputes of a classic 70s duo has finally been resolved. Daryl Hall and John Oates have ended their long-standing business dispute in private arbitration at an August court filing in Nashville. Hall's attorneys asked the court to dismiss the case following the judgment, but a reunion is unlikely. Both artists said they don't plan to ever work together again, but of course, the Eagles and Fleetwood Mac said that too. So in tribute to the resolved but not reconciled Hall & Oates from their 1976 album, Bigger Than the Both of Us, one of the few songs sung by John Oates. And while they're not, this song is Back Together Again.
Yeah, everyone is glad that he's together again. Just like the old days, old days, old days. He could sing, he could sing, he could sing.
Remember 65?
And that was New Orleans soul singer Jean Knight with Do Me. Signed to the Memphis-based Stax label, Jean charted with her biggest hit, Mr. Big Stuff, in 1971. You may remember this song, Do Me, from the 2007 movie Superbad soundtrack. This is 70s Unheard. When I visit my daughter in Montreal, I love to tour the city while she's working. Took me a bit of time being a country boy, but I eventually learned to navigate the Montreal Metro system. At night, while visiting my daughter, as I lay down tired at the end of the day, a song would always and inexplicably bounce around in my head. Every night as I drifted asleep, I heard this song, and it finally came to me that it was the chime tone on the Montreal Metro that warned when the doors were about to close. And here's that sound. Do you recognize that? From a 70s pop song. I'll give you another chance. Well, when it finally hit me, I looked it up, and it was in a different key, but this is the song that lives in my head every time I visit my daughter in Montreal. Elton John, joined by John Lennon under the pseudonym Dr. Winston O'Boogie, reaching number one in 1975 from the album Captain Fantastic. Here's his cover of the Beatles classic Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Quite slowly, a girl with kaleidoscope eyes. Cellophane flowers of yellow and green, towering over your head. Look for the girl with the sun in her eyes, and she's gone. By a fountain where rocking horse people eat marshmallow pie. Everyone smiles as you drift past the flowers that grow so incredibly high. Newspaper taxis appear on the shore, waiting to take you away. Climb in the back, leave your head in the clouds, and you're gone. Lucy in the sky ties. Suddenly someone is there at the turnstile. The girl with kaleidoscope eyes. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Oh, Lucy in the sky, Lucy. Lucy in the sky, Lucy. Lucy in the sky,
And that does it for this episode of 70s Unheard. I'm Jeff Gherkins. You can follow me on Twitter or X at 70s Unheard. Feel free to follow me there. Email your questions, suggestions, critiques, anything at my email address at 70sunheard@gmail.com. 70sunheard@gmail.com. No spaces, apostrophes, or caps. Have a good Wednesday. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, I'm Jeff Gherkins.